Hello my lovelies, welcome back to another video, another episode, another whatever you want to call it. Today I am doing a unboxing and full walkthrough of Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot. I did mention this deck in my March 2025 wrap-up, as this was a deck that I bought in March. I have been using it a little bit for myself, scrolling through and seeing, just like taking time and looking at the cards and doing things like that. And I've very much enjoyed that. So I wanted to do a full walkthrough with you. So this is the box. It looks like it's a very it is a hard clamshell. Looks like it's like worn down on the edges and such. So it says, the creator of the Pulp Tarot returns with this kaleidoscopic plunge into the world of horror graphics, guaranteed to send chills down your spine. Todd Alcott's Horror Tarot is a full tarot deck of 78 cards with bespoke instruction booklet to guide you through the thrilling and terrifying world of the major arcana and all four gasp-inducing suits of the minor arcana. Divine your future with bone-chilling images inspired by over 100 years of horror graphics, evoking movie posters, fan magazines, paperback books, classic comics, and pulp magazines. Your fate is in your hands. So, little blood splatter there. Let's get this out here. So it is, there's like a little box in there, but so that is the box itself. It does come with a little white book that after we do a walkthrough, I will get out each suit and I will show you talk about the horror genre I don't know the word, but what form the cards are based off of in the horror world. So this is the back. Like I said in my wrap-up video, I don't like the back of this deck, but that's fine. I love the cards themselves so much that it's easy for me to overlook this. So we will do a little flip through. So the Emperor, ultimate authority, rests with him. Seven of Cups. Justice. This is the Seven of Pentacles. The Lovers. Knight of Cups. High Priestess, Knight of Wands. And as you see with this card, you will probably see images and things that you recognize, like this card. This is Here's Johnny from The Shining is what it looks like to me. So there will be things, that you will recognize in these. Four of Swords. The Chariot, which to me, this is Christine by Stephen King. Oop. The Four of Cups. Two of Wands. Page of Swords. And I hope you're noticing the different types of imagery and things like that on the cards themselves. Knight of Swords, Suit of Wands, the Star, Eight of Cups, Six of Wands, victory at what cost? So I can't remember the name of the movie, but this is the reminds me of, and it could be based off of that, the movie where the guy, it was made back in the 70s, 80s, and he finds these glasses that when he wears them, it lets him see the hidden messages behind the signs and like the faces of the people around him who are actually like aliens, and you know, and it's a whole thing. 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords, the Fool, take the step. And then here at the bottom it says Horror Tarot presents Major Arcana card 00, the Fool. A symbol of enthusiastic innocence, you are beginning a vast journey in life, but you are not afraid of the challenges before you because you live in the moment. 10 of Cups, the Hanged Man. We dare you to look at the world from his point of view. The Hierophant, Six of Cups, Queen of Cups. I really like this one. 5 of Cups. This is the King of Pentacles, the man who has everything. Death. This is the end and the beginning. The Moon, a symbol of fear, anxiety, and dreams. The moon lights your path to a higher understanding, but the light is weak, a pale reflection of the sun. Dark things come to the surface under the light of the moon, like a crustacean emerging from the bottom of a pond. And I apologize if the light dramatically changes. The sun is coming and going today. Queen of Swords, the World, the end is here. Queen of Pentacles. This makes me giggle with how her arms are. I don't like how that is. Just Strength. Ace of Cups. 3 of Cups. I also don't particularly like on the cups and some of the other minors, it says Horror Tarot. You know, so I don't particularly like that, but I can overlook it. Pick a fate, any fate. This is the 5 of Swords. 4 of Wands. So this one reminds me of the movie The Wolfman with Anthony. Oh, I can't remember his last name, but his son, his estranged son, comes home, and his son, I think it's Benicio del Toro, is the son, I think. He comes home and he's actually a werewolf. He comes home and he gets scratched and he becomes a werewolf, and it's like, you know, a whole thing. It's a really good movie. Temperance, your life is in the balance. 7 of Swords. 2 of Swords. The Empress. And then 3 of Wands. You have left your castle and are now on your journey on a vast open sea, a place of doubt and insecurity, but progress is being made. So I do, for people who can maybe sometimes have trouble remembering the basic concepts of each card, this is pretty good about doing that. So like this card, the 9 of Pentacles, in the lap of luxury, I've always called, you know, the 9 of Pentacles badass boss bitch. And this, looks like, Cleopatra or somebody. She's in her element. She's in her essence, Four of Pentacles, the collector. King of Swords. Ten of Wands, who will carry the burden? Page of Pentacles, manifestation of an abundant harvest. Nine of Swords. Eight of Pentacles, the Apprentice. Okay. These cards never want to stay. The Three of Pentacles, they work together to create perfection. Ten of Pentacles, the gang's all here. That saying also makes me giggle. The gang's all here. Six of Pentacles, the Spirit of Charity. The Page of Cups, a symbol of curiosity and intuition. This is the Ten of Swords, an alarming tale of doom in the tradition. Knight of Pentacles, slow and steady wins the race. Six of Swords. So we still have that kind of Rider-Waite-Smith other picture on this deck, as well as in a boat and their swords. The only difference with this one, of course, is the swords are actually in the water themselves. There's no actual swords in the boat. So that puts a whole new spin on things with that. King of Cups, welcome to the world of the emotionally balanced man. Ace of Pentacles, manifesting your material goals. Page of Wands, we all know who this is. New ideas, new energy, limitless potential, free spirit. This movie really got to me when I was younger. This is from The Exorcist. This is Reagan after she is possessed by the demon. Two of Cups. Two of Pentacles. Nine of Wands. Survival is a matter of perseverance and vice versa. Five of Wands. When monsters fight. Judgment. The Magician. He holds the power of all the elements in the palm of his hand. And then again, down here, right here, really small, it says, the Magician is a symbol of manifestation and unlimited potential. He knows all and sees all. He is resourceful and pure, or he is a fraud and a charlatan. Proceed with caution. Nine of Cups. Queen of Wands. Courage, confidence, independence, determination. The Hermit. Seven of Wands. Trapped, but who is the monster? It's Frankenstein. Frankenstein's monster. The Sun. Nothing burns hotter. Ace of Wands. A spiritual gift. Ideas flow towards your soul. Follow your passion. Rich potential for growth. Beware of pitfalls. The Tower. They were young, healthy, wealthy, beautiful, free, and in love. Until tonight. The Devil. Sex, obsession, addiction, enslavement. All the things that make life worth living. the devil. The vampirism of the devil forces you to give in to your darkest impulses, bending you to his will. 5 of Pentacles. Destitute, alone, and terrified for the future. 8 of Wands. Change, it's coming. Something is in the air. Action, the time is now. Where will you be when the big event happens? Finally, the Ace of Swords. Okay, so let me find here. So we have swords, we have wands, we have pentacles. Let me put this away. Suit, wands, pentacles. We need wands. And then, so we have, oh wait, no, I already have wands. Need cups. There we go. And then we will do one of the major arcana. Which one do we want? Which one? Oh, taking me a minute to find. Let's do, yeah, we'll do the Empress. Okay. So there we go. So there we have all of the minor arcana suits and a major. So I'm going to go through and tell you about each of them. Okay, so for the major arcana, and this is in Todd Alcott's words, for the major arcana, I thought it would be fun to pay homage to the horror movies I've enjoyed since my youth. I dreamed up an imaginary movie studio, Horror Terror Studios, populated it with imaginary filmmakers, and created 22 posters for movies they might have made if they had existed. Now, I take from that he didn't mean to have his cards be relevant to current horror movies, but some of them are, as when I was going through, I showed you. Suit of Wands right here. Images are original paintings inspired by the work of the artist Basil Gogos, who created dozens of portraits of classic monsters in the 1960s and 1970s in the horror movie buff magazine Famous Monsters of Filmland. Gogos' paintings, with their psychedelic colors, dramatic sidelights, brought the black and white monsters of the 1930s movies to vivid life. They have become definitive images in the minds of many horror fans, and I wanted to capture that energy for this suit. Suit of Cups. I wanted to honor the many days I spent in the 1980s reading the horror paperbacks of the time. To give the suit a dramatic through line, I created a fictional writers group, also called Horror Tarot, and gave them a 14-volume masterwork that such a group could have produced over a decade of publishing. Suit of Swords. I wanted to create a tribute to the EC horror comics of the 1950s. EC published a number of sensational, weird, gory titles: The Vault of Horror, Tales from the Crypt, Weird Science, and many more. The covers of their comics were so over the top in their depictions of violence, sadism, lechery, and abject cruelty that they prompted their very own congressional investigation, which eventually led to their demise and the introduction of the Comics Code Authority. For this deck, I created a publisher called, you guessed it, Horror Tarot Comics, and dreamed up the stories you see illustrated here. For the Suit of Pentacles, I was inspired by covers from various horror pulp magazines of the 1930s and 40s, Horror Tales, Terror Tales, Ghost Stories, Uncanny Tales, and many others. Like the EC comics that followed in their footsteps, the covers for these magazines usually featured lurid paintings of exceptional cruelty and torture as mad scientists, foreign invaders, and red-robed cultists practice their evil deeds. The fictional publisher of these magazines, Horror Tarot Publications, is unrelated to the comics publisher, the movie studio, or the famous writers group. So he based each of them off a different genre, per se, of horror. And then he also goes into a little thing, if you see here, a brief history of Horror Tarot Studios and how it got started, which is very cute. So that is the Horror Tarot by Todd Alcott. Life, death, fate, all in the cards. I am very excited to use this deck. I have used it a few times so far. I do find it very easy to shuffle. I find it very comfortable in my hands. I will say when I first bought the deck, it was already like a little bent. I don't know if you can I've kind of worked it out a little bit, but it was very just like bent like that a little bit. I don't know if that was something that happened because of the printing of it or what have you. And you can kind of tell even now, with these cards, they're not really like flat on the table, but that's fine. I can overlook that. But yeah, that's the Horror Tarot by Todd Alcott. This was published by the UPG, the Unemployed Philosophers Guild, and they are based in Brooklyn, New York. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of the Horror Tarot. I know I will be enjoying this deck for many, many, many moons. This deck will probably never leave my collection because I love horror movies so much. I love the genre. So I will be using this deck many, 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 many more times. You will probably be seeing it in many more videos as I talk about them. But thank you so much. I wish you all a good day, a good week, a good month, and a good year. Tune in next time for something else I'm going to randomly talk about. Thank you, lovelies. Blessings and growth, and I wish you all the best. Bye.